Alex Eala, Mboko, Lois Boisson and Maya Joint all nominated for same prestigious WTA award. It was a big season for rising stars on the WTA Tour, and several high-profile nominees are competing for the Newcomer of the Year award in the end-of-season WTA Awards. Alongside a string of other awards, the 6 nominees for the Newcomer of the Year award were all announced on Monday. Here we look at the 6 nominees and their impressive achievements in 2025. Mboko had not played a tour-level match before 2025, though she rose from outside the top 350 to inside the top 20 during a landmark breakthrough season. The standout of the 19-year-old's year was undoubtedly her stunning run to the WTA 1000 Canadian Open title, triumphing on home turf in Montreal, and beating 4 major champions on the way. She would also crack the top 20 of the WTA rankings after winning her second WTA title at the Hong Kong Tennis Open, having reached round 3 of the French Open and round 2 of Wimbledon. Lois Boisson. Boisson produced the most surprising Grand Slam run of 2025, and one of the most surprising ever, at Roland Garros, the world number 361 defying the odds to reach the last 4 of her home major. The Frenchwoman became just the 5th woman to reach the semi-final on her maiden Grand Slam appearance, and would go on to win her first tour-level title in Hamburg. Tennis news. Emma Raducanu gets end-of-season rankings boost as she rises an alternative list. IGA Swiatek matches stunning Graf, Navratilova, Evert match win feat after 2025 season. Having never previously been inside the top 100, the 22-year-old finished 2025 ranked at a career high of 36th in the world. Alex Eala. Tennis trailblazer Eala made plenty of history throughout 2025, most notably becoming the first Filipino in the Open era to win a Grand Slam singles match, reaching round 2 of the US Open. The 20-year-old also made her debut appearances at the French Open and Wimbledon this summer, all after her stunning breakout run at the Miami Open, beating 3 Slam winners on her way to the last 4. 2025 also saw Eala reach her first WTA Tour final in Eastbourne and win the WTA 125 title in Guadalajara, finishing the year at a new career-high ranking of world number 50. Maya Joint. Now the Australian number 1 rising star Joint will look to continue her fine 2025 form and continue her impressive rise across 2026, with her home major taking place in January. Turning down the chance to play college tennis, the 19-year-old won her first WTA Tour title in Rabat before beating Eala in a thrilling Eastbourne final to win her second career title. Finishing the year ranked 32nd in the world, all eyes will be on how far the talented Australian can surge throughout the coming 12 months. Iva Jovic. Long recognized as one of the hottest prospects in U.S. tennis, Jovic surged up the WTA rankings in 2025, beginning to establish herself in the senior game. The 17-year-old most memorably won the first WTA title of her career at the Guadalajara Open in September, propelling herself into the top 40, and also reaching round 2 of 3 slams this year. Jovic reached her career-high ranking of 33rd in October and finishes the year as the world number 35, up from her year-end 2024 ranking of 206th. Eva Liss. A player who consistently climbed up the WTA rankings in 2025, German star Liss first broke through by reaching the 4th round of the Australian Open as a lucky loser back in January. The 23-year-old would then reach the second round of the 3 remaining majors in 2025 and also reached her first WTA 1000 quarterfinal at the China Open, picking up her first top 10 win against Elena Rybakina. Having ended 2024 down at 130th in the WTA rankings, Liss rose an impressive 90 places to end the 2025 season ranked 40th in the world. Read next. Prize money earned by Mboko, Eala, Joint, Jovic and other rising WTA stars in 2025. The lights inside the Riviera Tennis Hall shimmered like stardust, reflecting off a backdrop embroidered with gold. WTA Rising Star of the Year, 2026 nominees. Beneath the words glowed 4 names that had electrified the tennis world all year long. Alex Eala, Mboko, Lois Boisson and Maya Joint. Nobody could deny it anymore. A new generation wasn't just approaching. It had arrived, fiery, fearless and ready to claim everything. Chapter 1, The Filipina Flame. Alex Eala stood backstage, smoothing the sleeve of her cobalt blue dress, a shade that matched her signature on-court intensity. At just 21, she had spent the year rewriting what it meant to be the Philippines' greatest tennis hope. She had won her first WTA 250 title in Singapore, reached the second week of the Australian Open, and shocked half the tennis world by defeating 2 top 20 players in the same month. But the moment she remembered most wasn't a victory. It was a loss, An agonizing three-set battle in Madrid where she walked off the clay in tears yet earned a standing ovation. That was when I realized, she often repeated, people weren't cheering because I won. They were cheering because I fought. Tonight, as she glimpsed the crowd through a narrow slit in the curtains, she felt that same fire return, warm and grounding. Whether she won the award or not, she knew she belonged on this stage. Chapter 2, The Canadian Thunder. Just a few feet away stood Victoria Mboko, tall, composed and radiating quiet power. If Eala was a flame, Mboko was a storm, relentless, booming and impossible to ignore. Her journey to this nomination had been nothing short of cinematic. She had risen from outside the top 300 to break into the top 100 in 9 months, fueled by a breathtaking serve that commentators now compared to prime Serena. But her defining moment came at the Charleston Open. Down 1-5 in the third, she saved match point with a 192 km/h ace, the fastest serve ever recorded by a teenager in WTA history. She went on to win the match and then the entire tournament, announcing herself to the world. Tonight, Victoria's coach whispered as he adjusted her collar, "Enjoy this. You earned every step here." She nodded. She didn't crave attention. But she wasn't afraid of it either. Chapter 3, The French Artist. Across the room, Lois Boisson sat with her legs crossed, her expression a blend of poise and mischief. The Frenchwoman had always been something of an enigma, brilliant on court, elusive off it, and adored by fans for her balletic shot-making. Her breakthrough had begun in Lyon, where she defeated 3 seeds in a row with a style that journalists insisted should be framed and hung in the Louvre. But Lois didn't play for art galleries. She played for moments. Like the time she hit a running forehand flick, spinning, airborne, impossible, during a tiebreak that left the crowd gasping. Or when she collapsed to her knees after clinching her first WTA final in Palermo, tears mixing with Sicilian clay. Boisson approached tennis as if each match were a canvas, fluid, expressive and daring. Tonight, as she admired the chandelier above, she whispered to herself with a grin, "Let's paint another chapter." Chapter 4, The Aussie Maverick. And then there was Maya Joint, the 20-year-old wild card from Australia whose rise had been so meteoric that even her fellow nominees admitted they couldn't keep up. Joint had exploded into global attention at Wimbledon, where she stormed into the 4th round with a series of audacious, fearless performances. Her backhand, flat, buzzing, laser-true, had become the talk of the tournament. But Maya's most unforgettable moment came far from London. It came in Brisbane,